You know what it is. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Get established. Let's go.
Welcome to the Get Established Show Live, where we're all about awareness and support of our community, building within and beyond. My name is Shine, and I'm here with my brother, Chilla, D. Jones, and our brother from another mother, Ro. Please like, share, subscribe, and a link will be provided in the comments if you want to join in on the chat or the conversation. If not, you can comment in the chat. And next, let's go. All right, before we go in, I would like to bring about this disclaimer that anything that we may say, as far as all of us here, is our individual opinion. So just be aware of that. So as far as us as a group, we're here to just be a part of the community in whatever fashion that we see is good, is available for all of us to unite as one. D. Jones.
Hey, what it is, man. Gentlemen, how y'all doing?
All right,
Doing
good,
good,
good.
Got Big Ro in the building. That's what's up, man. Everybody had a good weekend?
Yeah, great weekend, man.
I had this team building meeting that was 5 hours long, and I'm like, I'm dragging, bro. I'm dragging.
Hey, man, that's impressive, man. You in the community working with teens, man. You said team or teens?
Team building. No, this for the job, bro.
Team building.
This for the job, bro.
Team building.
Yeah, this for the job, bro.
Okay, all right. Well, that's something different, man. That is something totally different.
Yeah, it's totally different.
All right, fellas, let's jump right into the conversation. This episode, They Not Like Us. We want to talk about the black culture. I think this is very important. Why is this important? Because we need to talk about how we are perceived, how we are talked about as black people, how we treat each other, and how we can heal. I think that's very important, man. So with that being said, we're going to jump right into this. Big Ro.
What's good, family?
How do other cultures view black individuals?
Well, first and foremost, they view us as a commodity. They view us as a commodity. We're viewed as a threat. We're viewed as competition. A lot of different things, man. You know, we're gonna bring the dollars as a commodity. We're gonna bring dollars. We're gonna bring advertising. We're gonna bring all those things. The threat we could take from you. Look at us as, walking by, clenching the purse, things of that nature. And competition, because they know what we possess. If we get together and we get an idea rolling, we get our resources in order. Once we jump in it, man, we tough. We tough at what we do when we put our heads together. So those are the three ways, man. Commodity, a threat, and there's competition.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I don't know why we're viewed as a threat. The interesting thing about that is anytime something jumps off around the world, if they involve us, we always try to come to rescue and give resources, and we always try to be there for other cultures. And I don't understand why they view us as a threat. The crazy thing to me is when you think about, well, not when we think about, but when other cultures think about the black community, we are always kind of associated with tragedy and poverty. And that's not our foundation. And I never understood why they look at us like that. How do you feel about that, Chilla?
I feel like, they try to make us believe that this is what we are, and that's not true. That's like when we grew up in on TV, when we used to look at pictures of Africa, They always show the native people, and they always show that it was like poor, and we had to send them rice and stuff like that. But anybody who ever been to Africa will realize that wasn't because the concept of what Africa was. They always paint these images, and I think that's called, manipulating and programming us to believe this. They don't give us great, people. They don't want us to know about, Cleopatra, or when you've learned about Shaka Zulu, or all these great warriors. They always make us seem like we need them, instead of really we create stuff and they take everything and take the credit for the things we have did. It's so much things that we have done in culture and around America and everywhere else that all melanated people have done. They always getting the credit for. They don't want us to know how great we are. They don't want to know. They don't teach us in school about our ancestors the way they should be, lifted up in the things we achieved. It's so much is going on right now that wouldn't even pre-exist if it wasn't for us.
Indeed. Indeed. We are the needle. We don't move the needle. We are the needle. We are the pulse of everything that goes on. Entertainment, resources, support. When I say threat, that could be looked at in a positive and negative way. You know what I mean? We could be a threat. Like I said, if we set up shop like they set up shop, we have more resources and know how to do things to sustain and grow business and finance and all those things. They know once if we ever get it together, it's we could take it over, man. We the pulse of everything.
You want to chime in, Sean?
Yeah, I want to kind of throw in on the other end of the spectrum. I want to say that some like other cultures, like I say, Spanish, some Spanish cultures. I know, like Puerto Ricans. They view us like brothers and sisters. Like we're like that. They feel like they're in the same boat as us almost. I mean, I understand that our history is a little more vivid than theirs, but I know there's a sense of brotherhood on that side. You talking about Orientals. It depends on where they're from. Because I know like basically the Chinese, we have like more of a our relationship isn't as strong as it would be, as I say, with some others, like maybe Vietnamese or something like that. That they're viewed down more than anything. But yeah, it depends on. I say for me, in my opinion, it depends on the culture. Depends on which culture and how they feel.
I hear what you're saying, Sean. I took a trip to Puerto Rico a couple of years ago, and I found out that, man, fair-skinned Puerto Ricans, they don't really care for us too much, man. I'm gonna be honest. Now, I can't talk about the ones in the States. When I went over there, the treatment I received from a lot of the lighter skinned Puerto Ricans, it was crazy, man. We went to this spot for jazz on the beach, right? We walk in, and they seat us in the back, like where you can't even see the beach. And we say to them, look, we came here to see jazz on the beach, so we want to be able to view the beach while listening to jazz music. They said to me that, we thought it would be too hot for you over there. That was number one. Now, every Caucasian individual that walked in got seated right there in plain view of the beach. Now, we finally got a table over where we could see the beach. And we sat there for an hour before anybody served us. There were several Caucasians that came in after us that got service right away. Now, my thing is, that was crazy. So we went to another spot where they had these empanadas, right? They talked about it the whole time we were on the island. So we went to check out the spot with the empanadas. Man, we walked up, and the way they looked at us, like we had just got off the slave ship, man. No doubt. So I hear what you're saying, man, but it's not always like that. And it's crazy how we're perceived like that by fair-skinned Puerto Ricans, And I also want to talk about the other cultures like Haitians and Africans, how they treat the black culture. See, this is my thing, man. A lot of times in these other countries, they get fascinated and caught up with what they see on social media and as far as entertainment. And then they come over here and they think it's like that for real. Like our women act this way, the men act this way, and they really feel like that's how we act. I work with a Haitian guy. He came up to me. He thought he was giving me a compliment. He said to me, "Hey D, I gotta give it to you, man. You're not like these other black guys that I work with. You different." I looked at him like, "Is that supposed to be a compliment, sir? You saying I'm different? What do you mean by that?" I mean, man, you know, the way these other black cats act when I work with them. I was like, stop right there, man. We ain't got say less. We won't have to have a conversation about this anymore. My question to you all is: have you ever run into a situation where other people of color outside of the black community have treated you indifferent?
I could say, yeah, I have. Because, the way we is in culture, America, blacks always look at, oh, we African, that's our brother. So it's like, we look at other parts of the world is like us. But when you talk to them, or just like I said, I was talking to a person who was from Jamaica, and it was no problem. It was just that, I'm like, yeah, we just, because we brothers and sisters. Oh, no, we not like you. We're not like you. They live, when you hear something there, they say like it's a separation. And I realized the only persons that accept everybody is American blacks. When you go to other countries, it's no different in Korea, it's no different in Japan, it's no different in China. They don't look, even though they look alike, they don't think they're alike. They don't even want to be called the same. So it's like, in our mind, these are brothers and sisters, but sometimes you go over there, they look at us totally different. Oh, we not like y'all. We not like y'all. So it's like, we get this illusion, man. We come from the motherland, and some of them would embrace us, because I heard here some of them like, you brothers, we brothers, but some of them like, nah, you ain't us, But we always saying they us. And the sad thing is about it, that even though we melanated people, we can all say, we came from Africa. Some people say we came from here. I think, in my mind, all this was one continent, and it just shifted in time. Wherever you was at, you was always there. It's just all this was one landmass, and it broke up and started drifting off. We just get in this illusion because somebody else writing history. They tell us their history, but you never have your ancestors telling you this history. You always got some other culture telling you your own history. And I think this is where we get bamboozled, listening to other people telling you more than your great-great-great-grandmama could tell you. And back to what we were saying, other cultures never have, they heard it, and I have listened to them. They never have said that they have heard stories over there in Africa of people snatching them off the coast and bringing them over here. So it's like, we got two narratives. And then this is even crazier. It's videos in Africans telling you when they come here, the first thing they do when they get a citizenship here, they tell them, do not associate with the black people. Do not do this. Do not be around. They tell, and some of them came out and said, yeah, when I came over here and I got my, my credentials to come here, they told us, do not associate. Do not talk to y'all. Do not even mess with y'all. So it's like they trying to separate us anyway. They trying to make us be at odds anyway. Some of them embrace us. Some of them don't. It's so, have we been treated? Yeah, we be treated all the time different. When you go to other countries, sometimes you get embraced. Sometimes it depends on what area the mindset of that foreigner, how he might receive you or treat you. It's no different than you being at home. Some people treat people good, some people treat people bad. So I would feel like some places and some people in their mind, they might look at us different. Some people might embrace us.
Well, what's crazy about that whole thing is, man, the one thing about when people come here, the one group of people that everybody accepts are white people. They accept them. It's almost like Wu-Tang say, cash rules everything around. Like when they come to the United States, white people rule everything around, and it gets so bad that we buy into that Kool-Aid, man. We actually buy into that Kool-Aid. And this is my thing. When white people are doing things in the United States, we are the last group of people that they think about. So why are we so concerned about what they got going on? Why do we get so caught up in what affects them? Why do we get so caught up in what they're doing? I don't get it, because technically we don't need them. We don't. We went for years where we operated in our own communities, doing our own thing. And they came up with this thing called desegregation. And it changed everything. So my thing is, why are we so consumed as a people with what they got going on?
Hey man, it's almost what it seems like is Black Americans, Black American culture doesn't have a solid history or background that we can pull from. We always want to pull from being brought over here, on the slave ships. We want to pull from the slavery narrative. Not narrative, but the slavery. That's what we want to pull from. We as a Black American culture we don't embrace our own history. We don't embrace Frederick Douglass like we should. We don't embrace Harriet Tubman like we should, because we don't emulate it. No one, she did what she did, but who took the ball from her and continued to run it? It's like we're all over the place. We don't have anything we can identify with. The only thing that we identify with is sports and entertainment. Either we can play a sport, we're athletic, or we can sing and dance or play an instrument. And that's it. We don't embrace the other thing. And it's almost like you want to really question Dr. King and what he really did. Because the civil rights movement, was it a help or a hindrance? Did it help us for real? Really, did it help us? Only thing it did was give us a mind state to want to be a part of a culture or a system that doesn't want us to be. It's like that lady in the neighborhood that don't want nobody on her grass. You play football in the street all day long and there's no problem until the ball go in her yard. You dig what I'm saying? And then it's a problem. It's just, I don't understand why we just haven't embraced each other enough to do what we need to do to elevate and come together. Why even worry about what they got going on? It's so much going on within our own culture that we shouldn't even have the time to deal with them. Forget them. If that's the case. And I know it's about all being together and all having the same set of rules and things to abide by, but we don't have the same set of rules to abide by. They keep moving the goalposts. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to take it as, because there's some good people in other cultures. There's people in other cultures that view you for who you are as a person and not based on how you look like. I'm that kind of person. But as a community and as a culture, we're failing each other. The question is, what type of treatment do we receive from them? I'm worried about the treatment that we receive from each other.
So
I mean,
true.
look at what we got going on. Look at LeBron and Stephen A. I mean, for real. Like, we really got time for that? All this stuff we got going on, y'all bickering over an opinion. Like, for real, man. That's just my take on it.
No, that's a good point, bro. It's not just Stephen A. and LeBron. We got rappers going back and forth. I mean, it's cool. Rap beef is cool, but did the Drake Lamar thing get out of hand? Or did the Jay-Z Nas thing get out of hand back in the day? I mean, my thing is, why do we always have to fight amongst each other in front of the whole world. I never understood that.
And we
I never
cheer it
understood
on
that.
and we applaud it like it's a boxing match. You dig what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Hey, Sean, let me throw this at you. Do you think we have been stripped of our identity to the point where we are lost as a people?
I think we we have been stripped of a lot of our identity, um, because as we've been indoctrinated by our ancestors have been indoctrinated into this culture with a bastardized language, uh, bastardized religion, bastardized way of living. I mean, if you've been taught how to live off of the remains of a pig and figure out how to make something of that, then that's pretty much you've been taught how to live basically with nothing. So in that always shows in the constant or in all in the generations of how we how our ancestors grown and how they've taught us and how we've been basically taught to learn from whatever they had.
I mean, that's crazy, man. So, I mean, if you look back, and I want to revisit what Ro was saying when Dr. King, um, he was leading his movement. If you look back, it's almost like we didn't appreciate what we had going on in our own community.
Exactly.
Uh,
Yes.
like they had it so much better than we did. And this
Yes.
goes back to a show that we already did when we talked about Black Wall Street. When the country was suffering, who was thriving?
We were.
And that's the things we should be talking about. We always talking about his story. We should be talking about our story.
Mm.
And I don't think that's preached enough. I mean, do 10-year-olds, 14-year-olds really know about Black Wall Street? I mean, they've heard about it, but do they actually know what took place, who these people were, how it was created? I mean, I'm pretty sure we know about Pocahontas and John Smith.
I
I'm pretty
mean,
sure we know that.
we've
Woo.
always been taught we are the world type of instruction for everybody, so it can be digested easier. This is the way that we are taught to digest it easier, so that the sting won't be as bad or as graphic for the young child. But once they get it comes to an adult, it's like, okay, well, if you're not being introduced to that information, or if you're getting the information of, okay, well, hey, just like Chris said one time, if you seen they show you as slaves and nothing else, all you thinking is, oh, my history started off as I'm a slave. My ancestors were slaves, and that's not the total narrative of our story. That's just a generic whitewashed story that was told to say, okay, well, this is where you started from. So
I'm gonna
What?
tell you. I'm gonna tell you real quick. Um, we don't see or acknowledge the value of our culture. We don't see the value of each other. And the reason we don't see the value in ourselves is because we associate value with a dollar sign.
mm,
Um, the value that we have. I mean, if you want to go back to slavery, understand we planted crops, we harvested crops, we cultivated it. The women nurtured their children, fed their children, breastfed their children. Think about our we've taken care of them. We have been their platform since we got here. Everything that they got from us. So only thing they did was take from us, put it in their power, and apply what they needed to apply while they kept the ones that had the real power oppressed. And the only thing we've done is subscribe to it. We've subscribed to it as a culture. And it's the biggest manipulation in the history of the world is tricking us to believe that we don't have any value. And we took that narrative up. We kill each other, we take from each other, we compete from each other, we really don't support each other. You can't get 5 business owners in a room and get together to come up with a system, because everybody gonna want to be the leader. Nobody wants to play a role. Everybody want to be Jordan. Don't nobody want to be Pippen. That's
crazy,
how it is.
Let me ask you this, Chilla. What role do you think religion has played in black people being at odds? Because I hear a lot of arguments and religion being the center of it in our community.
I'm gonna answer that. I mean, because it's so much stuff I want to edify from what you said, Rose said, everybody said, Rain. It's like, because Rose threw some great things out there, but
well, go ahead and address that first. We'll circle back around. I don't want you to forget. We'll circle back around to the religious piece. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? We the most hunted individuals on the planet, man. We the most feared people on the planet. The fear of a black planet. The way they write history, everything when you say Pocahontas, you know what I'm saying? It's their story. They don't even tell a narrative. Even if you go back to Christopher Columbus' diary back then, the way they make these natives look today compared to what Christopher Columbus wrote, he wrote Ebony Brown. He talked about how black they were and how brown they were, looking like a copper penny. Now, they showing that they don't even look like copper pennies. So I'm copper. Everybody's on this platform is copper. The problem is they are already manipulating our mind by whitewashing and changing the images of the things that we were and which was our ancestors. Number 2 is we always, like you said, we start back our history with slavery. No, we was greater than slavery. Even doing slavery, the stuff they try to bury and try to hide, they don't want us to know about. I mean, they try to bury in that term. So, okay, that's revolution. That man stood up for a cause because he believed. That's just no different than somebody want to free his people of the torture and the pain of these people that came over here and enslaved them and bondaged them on their own land. Then you're looking at people like Brass Reed. They won't even tell you who they mimic. What was his name? The horse mimicked the cowboy movie.
Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger was there. The Lone Ranger was mimicked behind Brass Reed. These are histories that we never even learned about. Even when we was in school, we never learned about Black Wall Street. We never learned nothing. All we learned about, we were savages and we became civil and we needed them to do this. And see, when you are captive or somebody who's been abused by somebody, and then they say it's a blessing that I'm feeding you. It's a blessing that I clothe you. It's a blessing that I gave you education. And see, you in that slave mentality that you need them. And the sad thing is, they need us because they wouldn't be persistent or be here if it weren't for us. Everything we did, they benefited from us. And the problem is, we are so lost and so confused that we done changed the roles. They came over here like barbarians. That mean they came here to take, seize, and steal. And now today, we are around here fighting each other and acting like barbarians. We want to be ratchet. We want to be this. We want to be this. And then we chasing this monopoly money. I keep saying this over and over. Some paper money with a racist person face on it, something that's meant. It's not gold, it's not
legal
diamond, it's
tender.
not oil, it's not land, but you still fighting over something. They came over here like the Indians that gave them something shiny and took over the land. You still want to run behind something that they created, something they controlling, something they could print, but it ain't nothing. It's just a piece of paper. When you murder a person behind a piece of paper because a white man said, I'm going to put a stamp on it, then you got mental problems, man. That paper don't mean nothing. What means something is the person you're killing. What means something is the money. What means something, when I say money, I mean gold, diamond, oil, platinum. They holding this, man. You're not holding this. You're not even trying to get back your land to get the oil on it. This is the sickness that we feel like we need them. We don't need them. They need us to be these little workers for them. Then as long as we keep looking at the image back to religion of them making a white Jesus, it messes with your mind. So when you see them, you see Jesus. You see a bearded white man with blue eyes. You look at them like gods because now they're putting an image of Zeus, which is their God in the Catholic Church. You see Zeus up in the sky, you calling him God. Then you got the sun, which is Jesus, another white portrait that you are calling him God. So every time you look at them, you see God and Jesus. So and now it makes you look at them as a Messiah and somebody who's greater than you. When your ancestors created everything. You was the first original person. And every race cannot come through nothing but a black woman, a black woman. And this is where we lost at. We are out here acting like animals instead of acting like the kings and queens that we were. They took away our identity. And when they took away our identity, they took away our personality. They took away our culture. They took away everything. Now we are mimicking them. We are mimicking them acting like savages. We need to get back to our nature, who we are, who are loving people, who invited people on this culture, who embraced them, the pilgrims, everything we did. We showed love. They came by bird. They saw more. They wanted to kill us. They took the land. They wanted to enslave us. They did all this, and we still looking at them like they gonna love us. It seems like somebody who's abusive, and all they doing is waiting for their captor to love them. They keep going to them like, when you gonna love me? I need you to help me. I need to be at your table. I mean, like a little child. You need them. What? We don't need them. They need us. They always been hunting us. They always been raping our women. They always been killing us. And then they put this stupid movie out back in 1915 called Birth of a Nation, telling all the people in the world that black men rape white women, which was a lie. And we don't get mad about this. We still walk on, we shall overcome. This now we're going back to King, marching. If I'm a bully, and Raymond made this a picture, if I'm a bully and I punch you in your face and take your food, what you gonna keep popping on your shoulder? We gonna overcome? Can you give me my lunch back? No, you gotta beat me up to take it. If you want something in this country, that's what we do. We go every other country and beat up everybody and take the land, take the oil, take everything else. They go back. This is how they act. This is their nature. But then you want to talk and march with them. Oh, they going to give us a bill. We going to... Come on, let's be real. But I ain't going to talk a whole, man. I've talked enough. We can flip to the next.
No. I got what you're saying.
Greater than brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going in. That's it. I'm going in right now.
I already know.
So can we circle to the religion piece?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm saying. Go ahead, bro.
With the religion piece, I think everybody has their own spin on God and the origins of God and things of that nature, and that's where people get their religions. You got to get you got to connect to the spirit of it. If you don't have a clear understanding of what it is, I don't think religion was created to pacify people. I just think people wanted their own followers. Everybody took their piece and created their own piece and built a piece on it. Right, the Muslims, the Buddhists, and things of that nature, how you wanted to connect spiritually. But it all circles back to the one thing. And I mean, if you got a clear understanding of what it truly is, which is something that you really have to seek. You can't seek for that through a person. Spirituality is colorless. And if you read the Bible, if you actually study the Bible, no person in the Bible was mentioned by skin color. Everybody was mentioned by region or where they came from or a person's name. But basically it was just an attachment to the country, like Canaanites and things of that nature, Israelites, things of that nature. nobody was mentioned by color. It won't no blacks. It won't no Asians. It won't no whiteys. It wasn't none of that. You know what I mean? Either you're a follower of Christ or you're not. When it comes to that, that's my opinion on that. I think people have. I think people manipulate the Bible to support their platform, to impose a way to oppress. I think if you don't seek out for yourself to see what it really is, then you're not gonna have an understanding, and you'll misuse it. God is only going to reveal the truth to those who seeking it for the truth. If you're looking for contradiction, then that's what He gonna give you. He not gonna give you the real meaning of it, and He'll let you run with whatever you need to run with if you don't have the right connection, if you don't approach it in the proper way. People talk about the Bible was created by a white man to oppress slaves. That's not so at all. How you read the Bible and get that? I don't get it, but that's kind of a different topic. I think blacks attached to the Bible, the spirituality of it, to try to move a certain way, to receive blessings and favor from God, when you don't have a clear understanding that you got to do your part. You got to move, and how you move, He'll dictate and position you how you need to be positioned. That's just how I look at that. I think most of our actions are fleshly actions, and that's why we're in the situation that we in right now, because we aren't moving properly, because we aren't doing what we supposed to do as a people. We the chosen ones. We're the chosen ones, but we don't act like the chosen ones, because a lot of us have been lost. And it's not because of any other doing, it's because we've disconnected ourselves from a spiritual foundation. It's not about religion, it's about spirituality, all day, all night. If you're strong in the spirit and you understand the rules of being a spiritual person, then you will understand you wouldn't do certain things. You know what I mean? That's just how I look at it when it comes to that.
Good point. The son you want to ask, Sean?
I mean, what he says is good. I mean, with us, I think that other religions that we incorporated as we've become more aware of a self, we've been able to branch out and find a little more understanding of how we fit into this society, and what and with the perceptions of us, just like you was talking about as far as the Muslim religion and other religions and so forth. It gave us more understanding. I mean, like I said, if we're going about as far as the beginning, dealing with us as our ancestors, then they were initially taught a bastardized version of the religion, just enough to say, hey, look, this is what you need to know, this is what you need to understand. And and from there it was used as a manipulation tool. I mean, regardless of of that tactic, it's always God is going to have His hand on His people, regardless.
I'm gonna go ahead and something, man. I know you.
Go ahead, Chuck.
I mean, everybody said good. I'm trying to that. I'm trying to particulate this different, but I'm gonna start off saying God is not a religion. Um, I don't challenge nobody's belief. It's so many different belief systems out here, and I can't rap for anybody's belief, because if I was born in another country, I'll believe totally different than what I believe here. Uh, I can't say they right. I can't say I'm wrong. I'm more spiritual. I understand spiritual, and I think man connect to God to be spiritual. I have heard it all. I done read it all. I done read Message to a Black Man. I done read the whole Bible. I done read some of the Quran. I done read a lot of different things. What I know is to have my own relationship. I can't define your understanding of spirituality. I don't go to find to be evil, wicked. I know right from wrong. I know not to be out here trying to murder, kill, steal, doing all that. I know that's not even spiritually right. A lot of times I have learned that people have took, like, Rowan Raymond said, manipulated people by using certain words in the book. I think anybody to know the book, to read the book, to understand the book, don't go by somebody else teaching you, because everybody intent who teaches not always good. It's still to show yourself, to learn. You need to read to show yourself approved. Most people don't take the narrative to read any book, so they go to school to learn. I mean, they go to church to learn, and I mean, you can't learn the whole book in just a few services. You got to read the book on your own to get understanding, and ask and pray for wisdom and understanding. Um,
Yep.
do I feel like, at this day and time, I understand, my understanding might be different, because I'm gonna say this, and me and Raymond said this, and when I say this, I want every, people who listen to just to understand. When I was 20 years old, like I said before, I thought one way and believed one way. When I was 25, my mind frames and thoughts changed again. When I turned 30, my mind frame from them days changed again. When I turned 35, my understanding changed again. When I turned 40, my mind changed again, 45 all the way to now. And I said maybe when I turn 55 or 60, I might have a different understanding and a different perspective. As you grow, you get wiser. This is where wisdom come in. You learn from your errors, you learn from mistakes, you learn, you read, and we get wisdom. A lot of times people think they're smart. It's different between being smart and being wise. Sometimes you make mistakes in life and you get wise from the error. But when you keep dooming to repeat the same mistakes, you didn't learn anything from the thing. And the thing is, people going to doom to repeat and fail if they don't understand and learn from the mistakes they made before. We in right now in this whole culture and everything we are doing, it's always a reflection of what we already done in the past. It's just different times, different ages, with more technology. People always been killing. People always been out here doing something illegal. People always been murdering. People always been out here hating on each other. This is something that ain't just wake up yesterday and you was born yesterday and it's something new. Ain't nothing new under the sun. So what we doing is just the times that just changed, and we doing it a little different than what our ancestors did it. The thing is how you learn, because we got the Bible. The Bible is a learning tool. You can read. It shows us examples of what we failed at in life, how we should be in life, how we should treat our brothers, how we should love our brothers, how we should respect our elders, how we should honor our ancestors, how we should. But the problem is when you read it, are you really doing it? You reading something and we preaching something, but majority of the people I see is not living 25% of what they're reading. They're not even living it. They preaching it, they walking it. Oh, honey, I'm sanctified and holy. Well, you the most lovingest person. You rub cats, you don't cuss, you don't fuss, you don't have roll rage, you don't have none of that. You just sanctified and holy. You 24/7. You're not human no more. You're not even human.
All right, man. Let me get into the next question, man. Let me get into the next question. Ro, I want to ask you this: are we contributing to the stereotypes that others assign to us?
Absolutely. 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 Hey, man, look, it's horrible out here, man. I'm gonna share a little something that happened to me the other day at work, and I'm gonna just keep it a buck, right? So I'm at work. Two crackhead aunties come in the store, right? That's the only way I can describe it. I can't sugarcoat it. Two crackhead aunties come in the store. Want me to check their engine light. Okay, cool. And I'm not stereotyping. We grew up in the hood. We know what it looked like, right? If it walked like a duck, quack like a duck, what is it? So, all right. So I go to check the engine light. I see something roll up in white in the lady hand, and in the main auntie hand. I think it's a cigarette just off the glance out the peripheral. So I'm in the car, sticking, the OBD2, checking the engine light joint. The machine won't light up. So I move out the way so she could sit back in the car to try to figure it out, to show me what she's seeing. So as I'm Googling on my phone trying to figure out what the issue may be, she goes with the lighter to light it up, and I look again and it's rolled up. It looked like a joint. Okay. This age of, the relaxed stuff on marijuana, okay, cool. But then she lit it. I ain't smell no marijuana, dog. You know what I'm saying? So I said all that to say this, like that's every kind of stereotype. I mean, I see it every day, from the broken English to the clothes hanging off the hind parts to
Pajama.
not being able to articulate a complete thought with words that could be understood. And I'm not even gonna say the Queen's English. That's what you would say, but people just don't even know how to talk on the joint. They look like the joint behind the joint. Just basic things. When you turn on the news, you see it, and we are who we are. When you see certain things, if you pull up at a store and something don't look right, what you gonna do? You still gonna get out the car, you gonna walk in, or you gonna be like, no, I'm gonna just go to the next store? I mean, for real, keep it a buck. We know what it is when you've been in that environment, just from living in that environment in our neighborhoods and our communities and things that we've seen. So we do perpetuate the stereotype. Two of the biggest people in entertainment are perpetuating the stereotype right now. We can't say anything about one another without being oversensitive. And in this day and age, when everybody has a platform, what it's done is giving people a way to defend themselves publicly. We cannot get along. We can't get along. The music is a reflection of what started off as a reflection of what's going on in the community, but what we didn't do was try to use the music and what was going on to try to make it better. The only thing it did was people kept perpetuating the cycle, and it's going up another level because of the social media game. And now you have cell phones in the prisons. Social media is in the prisons. So now you seeing what's going on in the prisons. It's like they giving us the platform to make ourselves look like clowns to everybody. So nobody is going to trust us with anything. That's why we got to work so hard to get business loans. That's why we got to work so hard to sit at a table to try to invest, to create generational wealth for our families. That's why when we walk past people from other nests grab their purse or lock their doors when we not even remotely like that. So yes, we perpetuate the stereotypes. We perpetuate the stereotypes. Chris, think about some of the old music we used to record back in the day. We was perpetuating the stereotype in the music because it wasn't just talking about it. Bro, when we wrote that down and jumped in that booth, we actually believed what we were talking about. You dig what I'm saying? And it's the same thing nowadays, man. They drill music, they're committing the murders. They're talking about the murders they're committing in the music. You go kill somebody and go jump in the booth and talk about it. So you telling on yourself. How crazy is that? And I mean, and they gonna dump money into it. They gonna dump money into it because it's a circus.
Investing in the degradation of the culture.
And it really, it's an investment, and they take all the money. We can't even reap all the benefits. So we just jump on the platform for Jordans and a chain. You get what I'm saying? We can't even get money on the back end.
Like Tyree said, the chain ain't real.
Come on, fam. But we killing people for that, man. We killing each other for that. So, I mean, it's what happened the other day, man, just shedded a whole different light on me because, one, the fact that they felt so comfortable that they could just light that joint with me there, or they really needed it that bad to do that then, to do that right in that moment. And then the other one gonna try to tell me how to do my job. And she only had 3 teeth on the top and 4 on the bottom. So I'm like, come on, man. I mean, for real. You know, I make light of the situation because y'all know I'm gonna be me at the end of the day. But you got to think about being in that situation, man. Like they really smoked the wooly right in front of me while I'm trying to provide a free service. Like, come on, man. Come on. And that's somebody auntie. Both of them or one of them probably was babysitting or gonna be babysitting somebody's child or got their own kids.
Auntie said, I need something to relax my, calm my nerves
Bro,
before I
had,
go watch
bro, she was
these
mad.
bad
She had just
kids.
bought the spark plugs the day before, and she thought the dude messed her car because he put the spark plugs in and her car won't run it right.
That's crazy,
I
man.
digress, man. I digress. I can't.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I want to say this before we close. We like Ro said, we as a people, we have to do better. Uh, I went to patronize a black business last week, and I was very disappointed. I've traveled this road many times, and I actually saw this barbecue spot that was black owned, and I decided to stop in. I went in. It was a part of the gas station, and I proceeded to ask the lady behind the counter how much it would cost for three sides. She seemed a little aggravated with me. I didn't think much of it. I just felt like it was a lot of people in there and maybe she was tired. So I gave her a pass until a Caucasian gentleman came up behind me and he asked a similar question. And she gave him an answer with a smile. Uh, that offended me, one, because I am a black man in a black owned business and I'm trying to get the same service this Caucasian gentleman is getting, but I'm getting a different service. And I say that to say, at the time, my mind thought was, I will patronize this business again. She's just having a bad day. But that really put a bad taste in my mouth. And I say that to say that if we can't treat our own people good, then why are we treating people outside our community better?
Mm-hmm.
That's something to think about.
Indeed. Indeed.
And with that being said, I'm going to leave you with that. You know what it is. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Get established.
This has been the Get Established Show Live. Please join us on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, all under hashtag the GES Crew. If you search for myself, my brothers here, and our pushing producer. Okay.
Cool. You done got that thing.